There's new footage that's got the internet on edge after BigXThaPlug's circle was shaken again, this time at the funeral of his best friend Z. With rumors of Opps pulling up in Dallas, that always means one thing: drama. Here's what really happened, what's confirmed, and why the city is watching closely. New Year's Eve in Dallas was supposed to be a celebration. The vibes were immaculate at Pink House Dallas as the club hosted its grand opening. Bottles were being popped. The DJ was spinning heat. BigXThaPlug and his crew were posted up in their section, living their best life. Z the Wizard was right there with them, fresh off a performance and ready to bring in 2026 the right way. Z had just finished his set, making it rain on the crowd like any real one would at a function like this. The energy was high. Nobody in that building knew that in a few hours everything was about to flip. Things were about to go left in the worst way possible. On January 1st, 2026, around 3:45 a.m., gunshots rang out in the parking lot of Pink House Dallas during its grand opening. The shooting came out of nowhere, turning what was supposed to be a lit night into pure chaos. When the smoke cleared, for people were down. Among them was Z the Wizard, a 25-year-old rising rapper from the city who had been struck in the head. BigXThaPlug was in the building that night, partying with his squad just moments before everything went sideways. The two had been hanging out all night, with Z performing earlier, showing love to the crowd. Then the footage hit online, and it went absolutely viral across every platform.
The reaction of BigXThaPlug finding out his homie was the one.
And he got a homie named Z the Wizard. Apparently Z the Wizard got shot in the head last night. I don't know how, I don't know why. I think I read something that said they was like shooting at Big X and trying to kill Big X, and his homie was around. His homie bust back.
In the viral clip, you can hear BigXThaPlug completely shocked. His voice carries that disbelief you feel when you can't process what just happened to someone you ride with. He reportedly said something like, "They shot Z in the head. What the F?" The pain in his voice was real. Security tried to get him out, but you could see he was frozen in that moment, trying to make sense of what had just gone down. The clip blew up on X, Instagram, and TikTok within hours. The algorithm pushed it to everyone's feed. Within a few days, the video racked up over 100,000 views across reposts and reaction videos. Comments were flooded with prayers, condolences, and sheer disbelief. That raw emotion in the footage connected with viewers who had never seen an artist react like that in real time to someone they were close to getting shot.
Damn.
Happy New Year to everybody. Bro was just chilling in the club,
Just vibing.
hanging out, vibing to himself. No big jewelry showing.
Right.
He got the ring, that's about it. Other than that, he's just in a calm fit.
And it seemed like them always the niggas that end up getting killed too. It's never the nigga that's outside tweaking and geeking it.
The aftermath was chaotic on multiple levels. Z the Wizard was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, fighting for his life on life support. But online, rumors were already spreading faster than the truth. Blogs ran unconfirmed reports claiming he was already gone. Fans were posting RIP messages before his family even had a chance to breathe. Some outlets, desperate for clicks, declared him dead before anything was official. All that confusion made the footage go even crazier. People shared the clip trying to figure out if Z had survived. Some called out the blogs for posting fake news just for engagement, while others prayed for a miracle. Everyone was refreshing their feeds, waiting for updates. The official word came on January 5th, 2026. When Z the Wizard passed away from his injuries. After days on life support, with his family keeping visitors limited to protect their peace during the hardest time of their lives, he was gone. The hip-hop community took the loss hard. Details around the shooting remain murky. Dallas police haven't made any arrests yet. Eyewitnesses suggest some beef started inside the club and spilled into the parking lot. Reports indicate it may have started when Z the Wizard was throwing money during his performance and accidentally hit some people who took it as a sign of disrespect.
If it was targeted, I don't know if they was shooting at Big X. I don't know if he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know if they were shooting in his direction on purpose. I don't know, bro.
According to breakdown videos analyzing the footage, the people who felt disrespected confronted Z's crew near the bathroom. Club security intervened and kicked the other group out, but the tension didn't die down. Instead, it spilled into the parking lot. Reports suggest Z and his squad may have grabbed their weapons from their cars and pursued the other group. Some analyses of the footage indicate the shooting might have involved friendly fire from Z's own crew during the chaotic exchange. One video allegedly shows a shooter running while firing blindly, potentially hitting people on their own side. Police haven't confirmed this theory, so take it with caution. What isn't speculation? Z the Wizard is gone at 25 years old. BigXThaPlug lost one of his day ones in seconds, and the footage of his reaction captured genuine pain that resonated with viewers because it was clearly real.
You got a lot of prayers in the comment section. Prayers out to them boys. That's why I stay in the crib on New Year's
cap.
Eve. It happens every year.
Literally.
You got a lot of people.
I don't understand that New Year's Eve go out type thing. Like, I've probably been out on New Year's Eve 3 times in my 27 years, and every single time, every one of them 3 times, I came this close to getting my ass killed, smoked, shot, robbed, something. Ran over.
The club itself, Pink House Dallas, came under fire after the shooting. Reports say the venue was hosting its grand opening as an after-hours spot. People criticized the security, claiming the pat-downs weren't thorough enough, which allowed weapons inside. Things got worse when, hours after the shooting, the club's Instagram was posting about how much money they made that night. Many saw that as straight-up disrespectful, given someone had just been shot in the head and was fighting for their life. The incident also sparked conversations about how dangerous clubs can be, especially on nights like New Year's Eve, when everyone is out. Dallas police received 759 calls about celebratory gunfire on New Year's Day alone. The city was already tense, and Pink House Dallas happened to be one of the spots where things escalated. Who was Z the Wizard, and what was his connection to BigXThaPlug? To understand why this footage hit so hard for so many people, you've got to understand who Z the Wizard was and what he meant to the Dallas rap scene. This wasn't just another name in a headline. He was a young talent on the rise whose life was cut short just as everything was starting to click. Z the Wizard, born Zachary Cannon Grant Fields, was a 25-year-old rapper from the Oak Cliff and Dotto areas of Texas. His story was one of grinding through adversity and pivoting when life threw him curveballs. He was primarily raised by his mom, Lenon Grant, whom he called his third heartbeat. That bond shaped the man he became. Everyone who knew him said he was humble, respectful, and genuinely cared about his people. Growing up, Z was a football player first, bringing the same intensity to the field that he later brought to the studio. But life had other plans. A serious injury ended his athletic dreams and forced him to find a new path. Instead of letting that setback hold him back, he poured all that competitive energy into music. He picked up the mic and never looked back. Around 2023, he began seriously making music, adopting the name Z the Wizard as a nod to his ability to navigate life's obstacles with creativity and determination. The name suited him. Former coaches and teachers remembered him as a smart young man with a strong drive to put his family in a better position and break the cycle that shaped much of his early life. His catalog grew fast once he focused on music. He released his debut project, Wiss, Who Is Z, in 2024, introducing fans to his introspective style and authentic perspective. That same year, he teamed up with Young Dawn for Was the Dawn, a collab tape that proved he could work well with other artists. In April 2025, he dropped Words of Wisdom, an album that showcased The project highlighted his growth and included tracks that connected with listeners who valued bars with substance. His biggest songs included Boston and Gay, each with over 125,000 Spotify streams, Anti-Cap Music around 40,000 streams, and Chevy, which became a local anthem. He had roughly 25,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, with a sound that fit perfectly in southern trap and street rap. His music explored themes of making money, personal growth, loyalty, and navigating the streets, delivered with a flow that mixed rawness with melody. His trajectory was steadily rising, suggesting stardom was only a matter of time. In August 2025, he signed with Future's free band label, a major cosign positioning him for national attention. He also received recognition from industry heavyweights like Meek Mill, who acknowledged that Z was the real deal, with a strong work ethic. He was named to the Dallas Observer's list of the top 25 DFW rappers of 2025. Proof the city was taking notice. Everything indicated that 2026 was going to be his breakout year. He was set to level up, but instead, he was laid to rest. His connection to BigXThaPlug went far beyond industry networking. Both were core members of the New Dallas Movement, a collective of Dallas artists committed to unity and positivity in the DFW hip-hop scene. The movement emerged as a response to the violence that had been taking lives in the local music community. The scene had already lost artists like MO3, who was shot in 2020. That reality weighed heavily on everyone trying to make it through music. BigXThaPlug didn't just support Z the Wizard from afar. He actively helped him. He brought him on tour, exposed him to bigger crowds, and elevated his profile through shared stages and consistent public cosigns. Their relationship was seen as a big homie guiding a young bull with massive potential. In Dallas, when Big X vouched for someone, it carried real weight.
But he seems like a clean-cut, get-money hustler.
Yeah.
And, you know, they out of Dallas, Texas. And from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people out of that area are like that. They're hustlers. They get into the bag. They ain't necessarily worried about the BS, the drama.
Outside of music, Z the Wizard was a father, leaving behind 2 children who now have to grow up without him. He was also deeply involved in his community beyond just making music. In the days before the shooting that ended his life, he organized a toy drive for kids in his neighborhood. Those close to him said that was just who he was, a person with a heart of gold. The tributes that poured in after his passing confirmed what everyone already knew. Artists like G Herbo, who had recently filmed a collab with Z, called him a genuinely real person. Day ones like head honcho Amir and Zillionaire Doe shared personal stories, throwback photos, and old videos online, calling him one of them and vowing to keep his legacy alive. Collaborator Timothy Chung also added his voice to the tributes. On January 11th, 2026, a candlelight vigil was held at Inspiring Body of Christ Church in Dallas, attended by about 100 people paying their respects. Everyone wore blue to honor Z. His mother, Lee Non Grant, spoke at the service, expressing her grief to the crowd gathered to celebrate her son's life. A pastor addressed the anger, pain, and confusion that comes with losing someone to gun violence. Attendees chanted, "This life matters." Police were present, a reminder that the investigation into his death was still ongoing. Despite the video title mentioning Opps at funeral, no footage of rivals attending the memorial has emerged, and no incidents were reported. The vigil remained peaceful, focused entirely on mourning and celebrating the life of a young man taken far too soon. The tragedy highlighted a harsh reality in the Dallas hip-hop scene. From all accounts, this wasn't a beef-related incident. It was a night meant for celebration that went completely wrong, sparked by what may have been a simple misunderstanding at the club, some thrown money, a perceived disrespect, and an escalation nobody could undo. And a young father, son, and artist who will never step in the booth again. BigXThaPlug, Opps, and the rivalries that shaped his rise. While Z the Wizard's death doesn't seem tied to any direct beef involving BigXThaPlug, the Dallas rapper has had to navigate serious drama during his climb. Understanding these conflicts explains why speculation about Opps surfaces anytime anything happens around his circle. When you're winning as hard as BigXThaPlug has, you'll naturally attract haters, whether you seek the smoke or not. Born Xavier Londom on May 12, 1998, in Dallas, Texas, BigXThaPlug has become one of hip-hop's coldest success stories of the decade. His path from aspiring football player to chart-topping rapper is filled with setbacks, reinvention, and an authenticity that resonates with fans who demand realness. His breakout came with tracks that displayed street credibility with zero cap. Hits like Texas went 2x platinum, MHM hit 3x platinum, and the largest became another massive record. He's also collaborated with. He's worked with everybody from Post Malone and Offset to country stars like Luke Combs and Bailey Zimmerman. His track All the Way with Zimmerman topped the Hot Rap Songs chart. By 2025, major outlets were calling him Texas's hottest rapper. But in hip-hop, winning always attracts hate. BigXThaPlug's main conflicts stem from the competitive, sometimes gritty landscape of Southern rap. These disputes range from street politics to industry miscommunications, and understanding them explains why his name surfaces whenever violence touches his circle. This particular beef traces back to the Fort Worth streets where both artists grew up. The DFW Metroplex is a complex web of neighborhoods, crews, and competing interests. Lil CJ Casino rolls with Casino World, a crew that includes family members and carries Fort Worth on their back. BigXThaPlug launched 600 Yenti in 2023 as his independent label, signing artists like Roma and Young Hood. Since both crews operate in overlapping territory, friction was almost inevitable. In early 2024, Lil CJ Casino claimed that he was robbed of his jewelry, designer clothes, cash, and other valuables from his car while at DGB's studio in Houston. Among the stolen items was a hard drive containing unreleased music, allegedly including some of BigXThaPlug's early tracks from when he was just starting out. When Big X's team moved quickly to recover the music, Lil CJ became suspicious and began to wonder if the whole incident had been a setup. In response, Lil CJ dropped Boss Up, a diss track directly calling out BigXThaPlug and referencing the studio robbery. The track positioned Lil CJ as someone willing to stir controversy for attention and clout. BigXThaPlug fired back on Instagram Live, defending himself and the studio. He gave a shout out to the studio owner, flexed his touring success and earnings, and told Lil CJ to focus on leveling up instead of dwelling on old drama.
How'd you end up getting into a argument or a disagreement with Big X? How'd that come about?
Man, how the fuck did it come about? Manager was robbed. Just some more happened with this situation. Cause somebody had stole from me, so a lot of shit behind that. We squashed that shit. That shit ain't nothing though.
You did squash it. How'd that come about?
That's what I'm saying. Some situation had happened. We got over it though. That shit wasn't nothing.
Oh, that's good. That's good. A lot of times it feels like rappers start beefing and there's like no way out. Like they just got to keep going at it.
And when I got real smoke, you know what I'm saying? Let me just put it like that.
By mid-2025, the situation between Lil CJ Casino and BigXThaPlug had cooled off. In a July 2025 interview, Lil CJ explained that the beef had never been serious. He said it originated from some thefts and back-and-forth tension, but that it was eventually resolved. The two artists confirmed they had spoken directly and moved forward without any lingering issues. Both seemed to recognize that the conflict was creating more noise than actual danger. Fast forward to January 2026, and a new layer of drama emerged, this time involving the business side of collaborations. Memphis rapper Finesse 2 Times, who had a solid fan base of his own, publicly came at BigXThaPlug, claiming that a collab they had recorded together wasn't being cleared. According to Finesse, his label, Mob Ties Records, told him that Big X was personally blocking the release of the track.
And y'all see the issue I'm having with the label? The label is the one told me that Big X and his folks said that Big X said he not clearing the song. So who lying? The label or Big X? But guess what? For Big X calling me and us getting an understanding, him telling me ain't nobody told him that. And ain't nobody asked him to do this with me. And I asked the label.
BigXThaPlug handled the situation by picking up the phone and calling Finesse directly, a move that many artists caught in similar beefs wouldn't even consider. During their conversation, Big X explained that he was never asked to clear the collab in the first place. He told Finesse the song was fire and that he would have cleared it immediately if anyone had reached out. This shifted the blame onto Finesse's label rather than Big X. Finesse publicly apologized, admitting he had jumped to conclusions without getting all the facts and acknowledging that his label might have been playing games with the information. But just days later, the situation flipped again. Finesse retracted his apology, called BigXThaPlug a liar, and reignited the beef. He even proposed a $500,000 boxing match to settle things in the ring. The irony wasn't lost on fans, many of whom pointed out that BigXThaPlug and Finesse 2 Times had already linked up on a 2024 track literally called Opps. Whether this beef is real smoke or just a publicity play for engagement remains to be seen. The Big Yavo situation. This beef revolves around the phrase the largest and who has the right to claim it as their signature. Big Yavo, an Alabama rapper, dropped an album titled The Largest in November 2022, staking his claim. When BigXThaPlug released a single of the same name in August 2024, Yavo felt his style had been swiped. Big Yavo went on No Jumper and other platforms to air his grievances, accusing Big X of running off with his ideas after ostensibly seeking inspiration. BigXThaPlug, however, denied the accusations in interviews, dismissing the critics as random rappers hating on his success. He added that he would handle it if pushed, but also emphasized respect for Yavo, referencing their prior collaborations. The Big Yavo beef highlights just how territorial hip-hop can get over catchphrases, ad-libs, and signature lines. Even though Yavo's album dropped nearly 2 years before BigXThaPlug's single, debates over who owns a phrase continue to circulate online. Importantly, none of these industry rivalries connect to Z the Wizard's death. Despite speculation whenever violence touches BigXThaPlug's circle, there's no confirmed link between these beefs and the tragic shooting that took Z the Wizard's life. Dallas police are still investigating the case. Some sources have hinted at an arrest related to the incident, but official details remain scarce. The internet continues to buzz with theories, but without verified evidence, speculation doesn't change the reality on the ground. A young artist's life was cut tragically short, and the community is left mourning while awaiting answers.
Was able as men to come together and call, FaceTime, and say, hey man, to have that conversation is big. Because a lot of times these people, young folks especially, who ain't been through nothing, egos can be your worst amigos. So we'll get caught up in sticking our chest out. I done did it before. Man, I don't got that. You know what he did to me. You get so mad and so frustrated before you even understand. Without an understanding, things can go really bad.
The worst news of his life in real time. That raw, unfiltered reaction, the disbelief, the heartbreak, the frozen moment of processing serves as a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those grinding their way up in the spotlight. Z the Wizard's passing isn't just a statistic. It's a ripple that touches his children, his family, his collaborators, and the entire Dallas hip-hop community. BigXThaPlug, as a mentor, friend, and fellow artist, now carries that weight publicly, and the footage captures that burden in its most human form. While the music scene continues and the new Dallas movement presses forward, the loss of Z the Wizard leaves a void that no record, no cosign, and no viral clip can fill. His legacy, his bars, his ambition, and his heart for his community will live on, even as his absence is felt in every studio, street corner, and stage he once lit up. The investigation into that night continues, and questions linger. Who pulled the trigger? And could this have been prevented? But beyond the answers, the reality remains. Two young kids are growing up without their father, and the city of Dallas has been reminded, once again, that talent, ambition, and life can be snatched away in an instant. They were building. He wasn't just chasing clout or streams. He believed in lifting the Dallas scene, giving younger artists a platform, and proving that success could coexist with community. That vision now rests, in part, on the shoulders of BigXThaPlug and the rest of the new Dallas movement. The challenge ahead is immense. Grief is raw, the streets are unforgiving, and fans are watching every move, waiting for the next chapter. For Big X, every performance, every drop, every social media post now carries the weight of honoring Z the Wizard's legacy while navigating his own rise in a city that has already seen too many promising lives cut short. In real time, the lesson hits. In hip-hop, triumph and tragedy often run side by side. The footage of BigXThaPlug processing the loss of his day one is more than a viral moment. It's a human moment. A reminder that behind the flexes, streams, and charts are lives intertwined with loyalty, mentorship, and love. Z the Wizard may be gone, but his impact, his vision, and his memory will continue to shape the movement he believed in. They were creating. His legacy deserves to witness that vision fulfilled. Regarding the footage that drew all this attention, it serves as a reminder of how quickly celebration can turn to tragedy. One moment you're in the club with your crew making it rain, performing your songs, living the dream you've been chasing. The next moment you're in a hospital bed fighting for survival while your friend's shocked voice echoes across the internet. The title questions Opps at funeral. The truth is both simpler and more complex. There was no recorded presence of rivals at Z the Wizard's vigil. The viral footage shows something entirely different. The instant a rising star's life shifted forever, captured on camera for the world to see. That footage will outlast the speculation. It will outlast the headlines. It will remain a permanent record of loss in an industry that has endured far too much of it. Long live Z the Wizard. The Wizard is gone, but the music continues. That brings us to the end of this video.